I'm Rob from HopZine.com. Thanks for joining me for another video beer review. This time we are looking at a bottle of Chocoholic from Tiny Rebel in Newport, Wales. It is a 6.8% ABV beer infused with Belgian chocolate, as it says on there. It says on the side of the bottle, we decided to see how much chocolate awesomeness we could cram into this bottle, and this was the result, striking such a perfect balance between chocolate malt and hops. Even the world's most eccentric chocolatier would be proud of. Like a fat German boy falling into a river of chocolate, this luxurious smoothness of Chocoholic will envelop you. Let's see if that's the case. I've been a bit hot and cold with Tiny Rebel, probably more cold than hot. But let's give this a go. I remember seeing Mel, Mrs. Real Ale Guide, reviewing this, and I don't think she was that blown away by it. So I'm just about to go on my computer, and I just wanted a drink to kind of sip on while I was tinkering around with a few kind of bits of editing and stuff so far. I've not got much vested interest in this, as I said. It's been a bit of a letdown. I'm gonna stand out there and say Urban IPA is really good. Hadouken's pretty good. The rest of them, a disappointment so far from Tiny Rebel. Please, please prove me wrong with this beer. Anyway, the beer in the glass, it's not quite, it's not black, it's a really dark brown. It's got a slight kind of chestnut hue towards the bottom of the glass. The head, nice tight, frothy meringue-like foam with a kind of like a mid-warm brown colour to it. Anyway, let's check out the aroma. Well, for starters, it's not that chocolatey. It's got more of a, well, I guess chocolate matchmakers and coffee matchmakers. I'm getting that. I mean, you used to get those knobbly like sweets, like a long stick sweet. I used to get for Christmas when I was a kid, where there is a little bit of chocolate in there. It's probably not the finest Belgian chocolate by any stretch of the imagination, but it's got more of a heavy coffee note, a mild vegetal note, but it's more coffee, camp coffee. If I'm going to take a stab at chocolate, it's a bit more like quite a bitter drinking chocolate. The powder, cocoa powder, really bitter. It's got that bitter dryness. I've been to Belgium, I've eaten chocolates in Belgium. Doesn't smell like that. So let's check out how this is tasting. So let's dive in. Let's dive in. I'm dying. Cheers. It's nice enough. Maybe not quite as sweet as Sam Smith's chocolate stout. Quite thin. Should be thicker. Should be thicker. You can put some oats or malted barley in there. Needs more body. Initially, it's got a cola quality to it. Sweet, not too sugary. Then there's a kind of like a milky coffee, maybe a hint of a cheap mocha. Then it does build actually. Builds to a nice kind of coffee bitterness, slight acrid acidity of really bitter chocolate. Yeah, it's got an earthy coffee note. Drops away quite suddenly. Leaves you with a combination of that, excuse me, hoppy bitterness and also the kind of that acrid bitterness of really dark malts. Maybe roasted barley, maybe a bit of black malt, probably with roasted barley. Thankfully, it's steering nicely clear of the flavours of chocolate malt. I'm not a mad fan. It doesn't taste like chocolate. It's just got a bit of a weird thing going on. Don't think you're going to get a chocolate flavour from chocolate malt, because you're wrong. It's a funny beer. I'd have never called it this. Once again, oh, I feel bad saying it, but it's style over substance, really. I mean, it's not a bad. Actually, it's quite a nice beer. If I'd have bought this in a bar, I'd have been quite happy with it. But once again, oh, it's so frustrating. They're just bigging it up beyond what it should be. It's called Chocoholic. It says infused with Belgian chocolate. If you recall this, a kind of like a coffee chocolate brown ale, I'd have been blown away. Even a porter. It's not got enough body for a stout, especially at 6.8%. I don't like being massively critical on these things, but to be honest, Tiny Rebel have been a little bit of a disappointment. Once again, style over substance. But it's nice enough. Actually, think about it. If you look at something like Old Rasputin, which is a really heralded great beer, I prefer this. It's got more flavours that I like. I like coffee. I like a bit of chocolate. So in that sense, it's got nice flavours. But it's the billing which is annoying the arse off me. It's saying it's a big chocolate beer, Belgian chocolate, all that. It's not living up to that billing whatsoever. It's a nice coffee chocolate brown ale, dark ale, black ale, call it what you want. It's not a stout. It's not that much of a chocolatey beer. It's not chocoholic. So just, oh man, this is becoming a bit of a rant. Yeah, it doesn't do what it says on the label by a long shot. It says, yeah, cocoa. What have they put in this? Is it just drinking chocolate? Have you used cacao nibs? Have you? Oh. If you want to, if people out there, and if guys from Tiny Rebel are watching this, fair play to you, good effort. It's a nice enough beer, and I want to emphasise, my frustration is with the billing of this beer. It's meant to be a chocolate beer. If you want to taste a really, really top-notch chocolate beer, admittedly it's like 10.5%, but chocolate from Southern Tier, it's a big, velvety, full-bodied beer with a load of rich chocolatey flavour. That's it done well. If you can't do it well, work on it. Don't just stick it out in a bottle and just annoy people with stupid faces like me. Rant over. It's not a bad beer. I know this rant's going to make me feel like I'm not enjoying this beer. I am enjoying this beer. It's just letting itself down once again, and I think that's what Tiny Rebel are doing. Get back to the fucking drawing board. Dial it in. Get that pale ale sorted out. You've got a really nice IPA in Urban. Hadouken's not far off from being really top notch. Dial it in. Get it right. Don't I mean, I'm glad it wasn't too expensive. It was only about $2.50. It's really well priced from Ales by Mail. So for $2.50, it's not bad. But if I'd have paid like £6 or something, like £4 or £5 for that, I would be absolutely appalled. So it's not doing the job. Anyway, that's Chocoholic from Tiny Rebel. Yeah, give it a go. Give it a go. I feel like I'm selling it short, but don't expect a chocolate beer. Expect a coffee chocolate stout. You could have just called it stout and just have a nice surprise that it tastes nice and coffee and chocolate. Hey, I'm Rob from HopZine.com. Slightly exasperated, but anyway, I'll see you next time. Cheers.